I just got another friend on Facebook. That's the 2,369th friend that I have. Wow, I am racking up the friends on Facebook because, you know, that's really what life is all about, is how well you are seen in social media, right? Right? It's about how many friends you've got. It's about how many people follow you on Twitter, how many people check out your blog, how many people follow you on YouTube. That's what matters. No, that's not what matters. Hello, I'm Rick Hope, pastor at First Baptist Church Lillian. Here's today's daily devotional thought brought to you by First Baptist Church Lillian and No Compromise Ministries. Romans 12:2 says, "Do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God." Sometimes, though, we care more about what the world thinks than we care about what God thinks. We're told in that verse that we're not to be like the world, but to conform our mind and our ways to God. Living in the way of the world is a recipe for failure, while living in the way of the kingdom offers immediate peace and eternal rewards. But some of us have Status-Itis. Here's 5 ways to determine if you have it. Are you more concerned about the way you look or about what you think? It doesn't really matter what you look like on the outside. What matters is what's going on the inside. Jesus called some people whitewashed tombs. Said you may look good on the outside, but inside you're a rotting corpse. What difference does this make if this thing is not fixed? Are you more concerned about what your friends think or what God thinks? You know what? One thing I've learned as a pastor is the approval of people can turn on the dime. But my God's love is steadfast, and when He invests in me, it's for keeps. Are you more concerned about social events or church events and God moments? You know, a lot of times people turn away a chance to be with God's people or even curtail their prayer life in favor of making sure that they're at the next party or hanging around the right crowd. I know some young men who went off to college. They were following the Lord here, but they went off in college. They said, I want to make it in college. I want to make it. One young man said, I want to make it in the theater department. And to do that, I'm going to have to abandon Christian ways in order to be a success. He was more concerned with status than he was about God. Are you more concerned with athletics, work, kids, or with God? You know, here's the thing. You want to be a good wife, you want to be a good husband, you want to be a good father, you want to be a good mother. First work on being a good child of God, and everything else falls into place. I am living proof of that. Are you more concerned with what you have or what God made you to be? A lot of times I find myself comparing to others. When I first got out of college, I was throwing newspapers, and I was working as a part-time minister. And I was frustrated because I had a college degree, and some of my high school classmates that didn't were in supervisory positions. And I thought, wow, what a failure I am. God said, no, I've just carved out a different path for you. And in time, it got to it. He said, do not love the world, 1 John 2:15 says. Do not love the world or anything that is in it, but love the ways of God. Look at the things of God. He says, if anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. So focus instead on not loving what is on your status, but what God says about you. And your ultimate goal needs to be that God says, well done, my good and faithful servant.